Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. Let's talk about hybrid cases when you start off in, say, Invisalign or some type of clear aligner, and then the patient goes, I really want to switch to braces. How does that work? And what are some tips? What are the sequence of appointments, and why would you do this? To be honest, if you're going to scale ortho, and you're thinking, I would love to open a removables only ortho practice. You guys hear me talk about this, and I'm certainly putting together a business plan as we speak, considering doing this in 2027. But I can tell you that there's going to be people that are super excited to do Invisalign, and just for whatever reason, it just, especially like if they have ADHD or something, sometimes it's too much of a struggle. I personally think that Invisalign in 99% of cases is healthier and the better alternative and will work just as well, if not better. But occasionally you have a patient who just is not going to happen. They got to switch to braces. Now, of course, braces still has compliance, right? You've got all the food rules and all the eating rules and all the brushing rules. And I certainly would never give braces to a non-compliant patient. It would have to be someone that at least could demonstrate good hygiene and going to appointments and carefully listening to instructions. But then again, if they carefully listen to instructions, they would have been successful in Invisalign. So it's very rare that I think this is a good idea. But sometimes it is. So first of all, if you're gonna really do a lot of teen or kid Invisalign, I think if you're only doing adult, it's a lot easier to have the sorry, can't switch rule, or we don't offer any braces, so sorry. But I really think if you have teens and kids, you got to say that on the front end. We do not offer braces. We believe only in removable plans, healthy, blah, 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 all the benefits. It's okay. It's kind of like people don't offer amalgams anymore. It's totally fine for you to only offer removables, okay? But you're going to get an occasional patient that needs to transfer to an orthodontist. And it's going to happen more than you think it is, where they're like, sorry, can't deal with this, want to transfer, want braces. So my suggestion is, if you're not going to offer an alternative and come up with a solution, and you need to talk about the payment switch on the front end, before they even start. And most orthodontists do this. They say, if we need to switch for whatever reason, this is going to be the procedure, this is going to be the cost, this is going to be the additional fees, it's not going to be covered by insurance, right? So I would say most orthodontists tell the parents, if the Invisalign no longer works, for whatever reason, and it's very rare, but if we're just not getting what we need, I will switch them to braces, limited, on one arch as needed for no additional cost. But this is my determination that it's not working, not based on the patient not following instructions, if that makes sense. So, in that situation, I would. And you got to keep in mind, if there is an issue where you're just not getting there and the patient is compliant, and if you don't offer braces, and it does occasionally happen, just like it occasionally happens in braces, where we're just not getting there, we're like, goodness, an aligner would be so much better. This happens too. Both of these situations happen more often than you think. So it's very difficult to only say, I only do braces or I only do aligners. It really doesn't work if you have a lot of patients. Or you have to be prepared to bite the bullet, give partial refunds, and refer them out. And you're going to lose money on those cases. So you need to have a plan. My suggestion is you work this out ahead of time, all these different one-off scenarios, and put them in your policy. It's better just overarching, put it in your policy. If the doctor decides you need to switch, there will be no, if it's the doctor's opinion due to, you can make it very general, or you can even just say it verbally, if needed, but you need to document that you had that conversation. Or my suggestion is that you have an office policy and you have it published somewhere, like on your website. That way you could always say, we discussed it and it's on my website, but better if they sign. But anyways, I'm not getting into the legalities and the paperwork, because that's really up to you and your attorney and your state or country of licensure and your Dental Practice Act. But okay, so I know this video was supposed to be about the procedure. So let's talk about the procedure now. So this is what I would do. Assuming that, we haven't been moving super rapidly and we've kind of been hanging out in our old aligner, so things aren't unstable, you should be okay to just take the attachments off and go into the old aligners, just, without the attachments. They're going to be a little floppy and they're not going to be doing much. And you're definitely not going to be moving through the aligners. You're just going to be staying in the old aligners, almost like a junky set of retainers. It's not the same as a retainer. So let me make this crystal clear. Old aligners are not going to hold teeth long term. It'll be okay to do a switcheroo in a week or two. It's not okay to hold teeth beyond that. And if this was the permanent situation, like we were done with treatment, absolutely do not stay in your old aligners without attachments. Teeth will move. okay? This is just for the switcheroo. That's all it is. So we're taking off attachments, going in our old aligners. I wouldn't just do night only. I don't think it's enough if there's no attachments. 24/7 without attachments might be floppy. Or you could make a set of retainers. Doesn't matter. If it's going to take more than a week or so or maybe 10 days to get this done, then order some retainers, and they can just wear them at night. They'll be more rigid, and they'll keep them straight because they're probably going to wear them at night anyways, and then they're going to move, and then your IDB trays aren't going to fit. So I'm hoping you're using IDB, indirect bonding. If you don't know what that is, you got to go into my Straightwire course or my Straightwire playlist on YouTube and learn all about IDB. Do not try to freehand your brackets. You're insane. You're going to make the case take way longer. You're going to give yourself a headache. Make sure you're using digital treatment planning for IDB. There's a few companies that do that. Glad to send you if you don't know. And yeah, just switch over. That's all you do. Bond them, and then we're done. All right. Thanks so much.